survivor, volunteer, and cancer patient advocate. Boy, does it feel good to be alive, doesn't it? And welcome to our first post-pandemic survivor event. We tried to create a few moments to recognize your strength, celebrate Survivor Day, and most importantly to me, that we are alive. My post-cancer treatment journey has been crazy, unplanned, and now I'm here speaking with you fine people today. Wow. I do have some stories to share with you, and especially about 3 women who I believe unleashed me to do this work, and are responsible for me being not only here today, but together. We've done some great things in such a short time. We've touched hundreds of Seidman patients already, and thousands of patients nationally in some of our efforts, attempting to offer some inspiration and encouragement. But before we go any further, I suggest we take a brief moment of silence for those who lost their battle and are not here today. As a volunteer and advocate, I make rounds with the patients, visiting with them while they're getting their chemo. And they tell me I calm their fears and anxieties because I sat in that chair. And I try to inspire them and encourage them. And my comment when I leave a patient is, be strong, stay strong. But even at the same time, I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just a tool. I was blessed and lucky to have survived stage 4 lymphoma. Dr. Amy diagnosed me. And when she did, I asked her, if I did nothing, how long would I live? She said 90 days, maybe 6 months. That was May 16, 2018. Here I am. Thank you. But I will share with you, and some of you already know this, my battle with cancer and the chemo was a trip to hell. And some of you could fully understand that. And then about 6 months after my treatment, I met with Dr. Amy again, and I told her, I said, my chemo brain, I have anxiety off the charts. I worry about rain even. And she goes, don't worry about it, it'll get better. You should volunteer, you should help people. And I thought that was a little weird, you should help people part. And the scan after my chemo, I had so many tumors in my body, we couldn't even count them all. The scan afterwards found no tumors, done. And even Dr. Amy said, amazing. Around February 2019, I met with the director of volunteering here. At that time, she's retired now. Anne, she's sitting here. She's one of those 3 women. And I applied for a volunteering job. And I applied for a job as a hugger helper, where you hold the babies. And Anne was so kind to me. She goes, well, I got good news and bad news for you. She goes, the good news is I'll put you on the list. The bad news is you're number 49, and we only have about 80 babies a year. Okay. She goes, but what about doing something in the cancer center? I said, like what? She goes, I don't know. We never did anything like this before. So typical me, I said, okay. And then she approached the director at that time and explained to her we wanted to try to do something for the mental health of the patients and create something, even though we had no idea what we were doing. That director said no. And then she left Seidman shortly after. Then about 8 months later, a young lady acting as the interim director took a chance and said yes. She took a risk with me. Sorry. Because she cares about you. That woman is Allie Everett. Woman number 2. Excuse me. So I became an advocate for better comfort care, a pain in the butt to Allie. We should do this, we should do that, blah, 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 blah. And surprisingly, she said okay to most of it, and even let me come back. Wow. But I want you to know, about 2 years ago, her and I were meeting and talking about things to do, and she shared her vision of doing an event for survivors. And she even asked me back then, 2 years ago, if I would speak. And then COVID hit. Well, Allie, your vision has come true. I often joke with Dr. Amy when I see her in my follow-up, and I blame her for me being here, that volunteering stuff. But more importantly is what she said to me not too long ago. She said, you are doing what we wish we had time to do. I'm here, and together we, this group of people, have done some great things to help comfort patients, and because of those three ladies. The patients tell me they're thankful and also grateful to the nurses. It's like having moms take care of us. Our families, friends, caregivers who cared so much, and for all they did and do, we can't say thanks enough. Knowing that these people care even after our treatment is a great takeaway from today. It should make you feel good. You are surrounded here today by people who care and who will lift you. This event is happening today because of these awesome people who not only take care of us, they care about us. How about a round of applause for these ladies and these people? There's a saying in the cancer world, you don't know how strong you are till you have no other choice. Well, what I found in making my rounds is that you folks, the patients, are some of the strongest people in the planet. I'm humbled by your strength every day I make my rounds. Let me share a story with you. I was visiting with a patient. I'm going to call her Sue. I'm changing her name for privacy. She was about 91 years old. Little tiny lady, maybe 100 pounds, dripping wet, had the greatest attitude. And so when I was done, I said, Sue, be strong, stay strong. Still hooked up to the chemo, stands up out of the chair and says, okay. I was like, wow, it blew me away. I even had to call Allie about it, type of thing. My suggestion is don't let cancer conquer your spirit. I suggest we emulate Sue. Let's make surviving really matter. Let's take a moment today to really savor this, even if it's only once a year. But more importantly, I encourage you to take your strength and strong wills to inspire and help others, especially in those early stages. I think that's the next step in our journey, collectively. We're an alumni that's unique, we didn't sign up for. As patients, we can't get enough inspiration or encouragement. We have some fun planned for you today, but please, again, take a moment, walk around this beautiful atrium, because often when we're here, it's not a pleasant task. We don't take in the beauty. And also, I suggest you take a moment to introduce yourself to one of the staff. They have one of these things on. In this way, they can attach a name and face to the word survivor. How lucky we are to have people around us like this. I suggest knowing that is really what we take home with us today. I could not make up these stories myself, but I'll leave it up to you to decide what and who is driving all of this. On behalf of all of us, thank you for attending and making this day event really matter. And something important to all of us who survived our battles and are here today. We hope to do this again next year. See you then. Thank you.